I once tried matcha because that's the standard and everyone seems to be living off of matcha, but I hated it. Maybe I tried the wrong matcha. I've had it only once, but I never understood it. I love the thick, creamy, buttery texture of avocado way more. It's easy to pick my favorite go to drink. My sense of self, though, what's that? Is it when your mind suddenly starts having a voice of its own? Maybe when you start having these full blown conversations with yourself. I think a lot of people go through their entire lives without ever really meeting themselves. They wake up, go about their days, do what they're supposed to do, but never sit with themselves long enough to understand who they are underneath all of it. That's why, ever since I was 16, my biggest goal has been to understand who I am. Not success, not money, not achievement, just understanding myself. And I know that's a lifelong journey, but I'm incredibly grateful that I started it so young because today I feel like I know myself deeply. I know what hurts me, what moves me, what excites me, and what inspires me. I know the parts of myself that make no sense and the parts that make perfect sense. And honestly, that's one of the most beautiful feelings I've ever experienced. It feels like the closest thing to being at home within yourself. Writing is what gave me that. Writing helped me organize the chaos in my head. It helped me understand my emotions instead of being controlled by them, and most importantly, it gave me a relationship with myself. I write about everything and anything that comes to my mind and whatever catches my attention in that moment. I sit and write like a crazy person about my favorite songs, what they make me feel when I want to listen to them, what memories they bring back, and why certain lyrics stay with me for years. The funny thing is, I never forced myself to become someone who journals. I never watched a video about it or read a book that convinced me to start. I've just always had a diary. Even when I was a kid, I was always filling notebooks with something. At first, it was just letters and random stickers. I remember my mom looking at it and going, "What's the point of this?" I get it. It probably looked completely pointless from the outside, but I just liked having a place that was mine. A place where every thought could go, and before I knew it, I had accidentally documented my entire life. Looking back, I genuinely don't recognize the person I used to be, not because writing magically solved all my problems, but because it taught me how to sit with myself. But it was never the only thing. I've also been an artist my whole life. I've always loved creating things. I think creating has always been the way I understand the world. Whenever I love something, I want to make something out of it. I don't think I was ever taught to be creative. I think I just came into the world that way. There's this common stereotype that artists are tortured souls or that great art comes from suffering. Well, I think that idea is often exaggerated. I do think great art comes from feeling life deeply in all its complexity, not just pain, but joy, wonder, love, curiosity. And if that's true, it probably explains why I've always loved creating things. I'm a very sensitive person. I have big emotions. I cry easily and effortlessly. I experience joy deeply, sadness deeply, nostalgia deeply, and love deeply. For a long time, I thought that was something I needed to tone down, but now I think it's one of the greatest gifts I've been given. Because once you stop fighting who you are, you can finally start building a life that reflects it. The beautiful thing is that once you know yourself, life starts unfolding differently. You stop chasing things that were never meant for you. Your relationships become more authentic. Your work becomes more authentic. The choices you make become more authentic. Your life feels fulfilling because they're finally coming from you. The hardest part is sitting with yourself long enough to listen. Once you've done that, everything else feels like a natural consequence. I don't shy away from vulnerability anymore because I've spent so much time getting to know myself. When you've sat with your own thoughts long enough, there's nothing much left to hide from. And because I've spent years trying to understand myself, I find it easier to understand other people too. I don't just want people to feel seen, I want them to feel understood. And helping people find their way back to themselves is something I care deeply about. Maybe that's why I've always been the quietest person in the room, the quietest person in the class. People often mistake that for having nothing to say, but it's actually the opposite. My mind is so full of thoughts that sometimes it overwhelms me into silence. Maybe that's why casual surface level conversations have always felt unbearable to me. But bring up something real, tell me about your greatest fear and where it comes from. Tell me about a dream you can't stop thinking about. Tell me about the thing that's been sitting heavy on your heart for years. I'm fascinated by what people carry beneath the surface, the conversations they have with themselves when nobody's around, the stories they build their lives around, the emotions they feel but don't always have language for. Sometimes I felt lonely because of that intensity. I've rarely met people who want to have these kind of conversations as much as I do, but maybe that's exactly why I'm here. Maybe that's the kind of connection I'm hoping to build. The kind where nobody has to stay on the surface. That's the stuff that makes me feel alive. Even though I've spent years trying to find myself, I'm still figuring it out. And honestly, I think I always will be.